Hello everyone, welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2. In today's Evolution 2 video, we are going to be showing you how to build a really nice aviary exhibit for your flying reptiles. As we know, we've got plenty of flying reptiles in Evolution 2, and we'll probably have a bigger roster to come soon as Jurassic World Dominion releases. But quickly, before we get into the video, look at this really cool circle I made. Yeah, very trippy. Also, do consider subscribing as we're getting very close to 100,000 subscribers, which is an incredible target to try and hit before December 3rd when the new Camp Cretaceous season comes out. But as for today's video, we're here on Germany in sandbox mode. So, obviously, we're going to show you how to build a nice aviary. Now, what I would recommend you guys to do before you actually build your aviary is pause the game. Leave the game on pause. It doesn't entirely matter because what you'll probably need to do is build the aviary and then also wait for it to be built as well. So before we actually get the actual dome across the aviary, I think it's best that you start building your inside of it, shall we say, before it starts building the actual dome itself, so you kind of know what's going on. Now, you are able to rotate it. I've seen some people struggle, but you can rotate it and you can follow the directions of the arrows where you want it to go. Now, there are a few cool tricks and tips that you can do so once connecting the aviary. So you can make a little triangle like that, or you can add another section. Don't really know what kind of shape to call that. And then you can just keep adding them like that, really. And now we've got some sort of parallelogram. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think. And yeah, so you can just keep adding them the way you want, and I believe we add like that, we have some sort of, I don't know, some kind of pyramid. So you can make a big pyramid like that, or a big triangle. Ideally, I wouldn't really do that. Oh look, it's got crop circles. That's pretty cool. Ideally, I don't really want to add too much space. We'll probably have a guide as to how much we need. But that should be relatively enough, to be honest, when it comes to, let's say, Pteranodon, Tropionaphus, Tapijara, all of these creatures. So that should be enough space. Now you can see what I mean. Now they don't have the dome, so you are able to, well, build the enclosure. So you'll probably have a flatter surface than I do, so keep that in mind when you are building stuff. But what you can do firstly is build the terrain up a little bit. You don't want to have boring old standard terrain, so you can kind of just build it up just a little bit extra. It won't go too high, obviously, because you do have a dome to go over it as well, and that will kind of clash with the mesh of the dinosaurs. So you can flatten it a little bit. I don't think you can, no, I can't make it any taller. So it's just a matter of just smoothing it out a little bit, just like so. And now we've got a little higher end, let's say. And what we can do on that higher end, on Germany, obviously we'll have different foliage and forests and all of that to use. But on Germany, I'm not a big fan of this forest. It just seems a bit too dense, in my opinion, and then you can get places like that where it just doesn't look too nice. So if you do want to use this forest, you can put different sections like that, make it really dense, and then just get the delete tool and you can delete partial sections of it, which I think is quite nice. And so what we're doing here is giving off the look that the trees are quite small. So what you do is basically, like I did, make a higher terrain surface here, and then behind that terrain surface, you can get the foliage or the terrain lines, but I don't know why they're not working. But behind that, you can then put the trees like that, and it gives off the vibe that the trees aren't that tall, which I think is quite nice. They're kind of over the hill. After that, obviously, you will need water for your enclosures, and you will need to put stuff in that water, so you will need a decent amount of space. Now, looking at the terrain lines, this seems like the best place to add water. We can just push it across like that, and we can keep going like that. Now, obviously, there is, too much water in my opinion, so just get the delete tool and just dab it ever so slightly, just to make the river a little bit smaller. You will need a fat area like that because, yes, we do need to put down feeders because how else are they going to eat? So you don't want to put down a shark or a lagoon fish feeder. You actually want to put down a fish feeder. And as you guys can see, you do need a decent amount of space, and we'll pop that right there just for the sake of it. I'm going to get rid of these smoke lines quickly. There we go. And yeah, so now we've got a basic look of it. Now, there are some dinosaurs, or shall I say flying reptiles, that would require some painting. I believe rock is for Pteranodon, and I think you might need sand for your Tapijara and also your Dimorphodon. We're going to go with the sense of using rock right now, and we'll go to the top of the terrain line, or there should be terrain lines, I don't know why. But we'll go to the top where the terrain is kind of falling down a little bit, and we'll just ever so slightly add a hint of rock and make it come down so it looks more natural like that. And we'll continue it around this side as well. We don't want to add too much rock, so Holding it down, you'll add loads of rock. Even just, just tapping it a little bit, and you should add enough rock so it comes off visible, let's say. So we'll quickly get rid of this because that looks disgusting, in my opinion. And again, sand, you want to increase the sand the same way. You'll just tap your mouse or your A button, whichever it is, or your triangle button. No, it's not a triangle, it's a X, I think, on PlayStation. I didn't play PlayStation, I think you can tell. Yeah, let's see if I can get rid of that. I can't. Okay, so again, you'll just come back to the sand. You'll try and get rid of that. There will probably be some grass. I've just seen it doesn't really blend well with the rock. Either way, you can still come down here and create more sand right on the river edge, just like that. And for places that will be out of sight, just to increase the comfortability, you'll just put loads of sand like that, because these places will be out of sight. Nobody will see it. It doesn't really ruin the aesthetics unless you're deliberately looking over there. But it should be okay over there. I might add a little bit of rock over here, just so it can kind of seep into the foliage. Which again, I think is quite nice that the foliage doesn't get rid of the rock, and the rock can kind of blend with the foliage now in Evolution 2. So yeah, you've got the painting done, and it's starting to look like a decent looking exhibit. So again, with the foliage, you'll have different leafy climbers, fibrous ground cover. Those I think will remain the same, but the trees will definitely be a lot different. It's completely up to you what type of trees you want to use. In Germany we have those type of trees, which are quite nice for exhibits. We also have smaller type of trees, and then I believe similar type of trees, just even smaller. So yeah, you have small, medium, and large to choose from. They're not going to add anything besides take away some open space for your creatures. So what I would probably do is just add maybe 1 or 2 trees like that, and then come down here and add a few trees as well. Just like that. Just so it adds a little bit more character to your exhibits. So yeah, once that is done, we also have rocks to play with now in Evolution 2, which is phenomenal, to say the least. So what you want to do is probably place down a few rocks as well. They can go in the water's edge or very close to the water's edge. Unfortunately, there is collision, so do watch out for that. But when you do get like the rock like this, where you can make it stick up a bit, maybe go over the water edge, just like that. This one's pretty cool, actually. I like this one. Stick it up like that. Hopefully the Pteranodons can land on them eventually, but I don't know how likely that is, to be honest. Fingers crossed they can. But again, use different types of rocks. Don't just use the big ones. Maybe fill up the rocky and sandy areas where there are greenery, just to fill it up so it looks more rocky, let's say. So yeah, where I couldn't get rid of the green, I'll just place some rocks instead, because I think it blends in naturally. Again, not really for the aesthetic purposes, but just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to place some rocks here as well. Maybe a somewhat large one. There we go. I think this is starting to look really nice. Again, you can change the shape of the aviary domes, and you can add more as well, however you like to do it. We're just planning for mainly having Pteranodon and Dimorphodon in this exhibit. Now this is where the fun does begin. You want to come down to decorations, the new decorational items in Evolution 2. Now you can place down any of these decorations, and I'm pretty sure the Pteranodons will land on them, or the flying reptiles will land on them. The ones I like to do is the modern lights, because even at night time you'll get a really nice look at the modern lights, and you'll be able to see, hopefully, the Pteranodons on top of them. Now I am placing them randomly. What I would suggest is make up your mind where you're going to place the viewing gallery. I think I'll have a viewing gallery here, and maybe a viewing gallery here. So what you want to do is place some stuff within sight of the viewing gallery like that. So yeah, just use lights. They'll land on those lights, and obviously use stuff like this as well. Little scenery items. I think they do look really cool, and it suits the Pteranodons and the flying reptiles. I do enjoy it. I can say that for a fact. And yeah, so this is the open space area that I'm going to use as like an effect. We can, if we want to, go over here and maybe add some ground cover. Not too much, because again it will just ruin the aesthetics, but you can add some ground cover just to make it look a little bit more unique, I guess, in a way. There you go. Now it looks like you have more foliage. Okay, so now that that's done, that's basically the inside of the aviary dome. Again, you'll want to pause this, otherwise it can go to shit. I'll be honest, it can go to shit. So I have placed down some viewing domes, and unfortunately they're playing around with the terrain, which I'm not a big fan of. Like you can see there right there. Just be wary of that. I was a bit stupid there. So again, what you want to do is put down a hatchery. Now I was trying to get it here, but I don't know why it's not allowing it. It might be best just to release it there. Yeah, so that might be a best bet. And I'll build around it so it's all connected, and then you'll see what it looks like with the dome open. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like with the domes over it. Again, you know, you could put one here to make it a full triangle, but I like the uniqueness of this. If we were to view from the viewing gallery, you can see it's a decent look. You know, it looks like it's actually been treated like an actual enclosure. So I think I quite like it. I'm quite proud of this, to be honest. And yeah, you can obviously put as many paintbrushes and all of that stuff if you want. You know, we have dirt, rock, and different types of grass and all of that. So it's completely down to you. But I've used rock and sand only. And from this one, again, you can see a decent amount of stuff. You can obviously see some flying reptiles will land on that as well, so not to worry. Okay guys, so as you guys can see, we have a working aviary dome with loads and loads of flying reptiles. I think I went a bit overkill here. I tried to put every single flying reptile in here, so even the Tropionaphus and also the Tapejara are together. They don't like each other, but it's fine. They'll get on fine. But as you guys can see, it works out really nicely. There's a goat for some reason. I'm interested to see if the Pteranodons will kill it. But yes, so basically what we've done is, oh, that's pretty cool. It's landed in the water. We've added all of the Pteranodons or the flying reptiles, so you can kind of get a gist about what's going on and what each Pteranodon or flying reptile will look like. They are very loud. I have noticed they tend to congregate over here, so I assume that's because there's water, and probably because food is over here. So what I've decided to do is pop over here, put a few attractions or scenery items, so hopefully they'd explore this side of the cage and land on one of these two and enjoy their time, because we don't want them all congregating over there. We want them to come over here and enjoy and all of that. You know, this is where the open area is. Like, look at this Tropionaphus. It's having the time of its life. It's in the air. It's on its own. I think it's coming into land. I don't entirely know. I do wish they kind of landed on the greenery a little bit more. That's my only. Oh yes, Geostenberger landed. Yes, smart guy. But yeah, I do hope they kind of add, let's say, the creatures to walk around a little bit more, because you see them land on like right here. You see them land on the floor, but then they don't really walk around. It's just, oh look, it's some push-ups to drink. It's brilliant. Right, so let's check out what it would look like in the aviary domes. So besides all of the Pteranodons right at the top here, pretty much swarming this, this is what it would look like if you were looking out into the aviary. You can see they have plenty of open space, a good source of food over there, some rocks to blend in, and some trees, and different types of trees, and even stuff to land on, like that light right there. So it does look really nice. And for some reason, I don't know why they're not landing on this one. Okay, the Dimorphodon has landed on it. A few of them have, right there. But yes, another section. Obviously, you can't see them drink over there, so this is just an area just to watch them fly about, I guess. So I'll probably charge less in this aviary dome. And I'm quickly going to, do bear with me, because I'm quickly going to change this to nighttime so you can see what it looks like in dark. So this is what it looks like at nighttime. You can see that the lights do shine a little bit more, and they do actually shine on the posters as well. So it's not just the lights for itself. But you can see the Sciarodactylus, all of these species, they're very loud, I'm going to move away. All of these species are just chilling over there. I don't know why they like that one more and not that one. But at least we got the Dimorphodon and a Tapejara over there as well. So this is what it looks like in nighttime, and when the flying reptiles do land on the lights, then it does look really nice, I can confirm. I've had a few good screenshots from that as well. But this is the view at nighttime. You know, just having those lights kind of stand out a little bit. You can kind of have somewhere to aim. Like, I would not have seen that Dimorphodon if I didn't see there was a light over there. So it's just somewhere that the guests can kind of look and aim towards and enjoy, really. But yeah, that's pretty much it for building a nice aviary. It's not entirely like rocket science, you know, you can do it, and obviously everybody's going to have their own opinions about how to build one. So just to have fun with it is my choice, and I have had fun with it, and it seems like this Tapejara is stuck. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Let's ignore that. But yes, so just have fun with it, really. And if you do have all of these avian species, have more than one of these, because you can see it does get quite crowded and doesn't look too nice, and that's probably why they're all congregating over here. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, do consider pressing that like button and also subscribing for more Evolution 2 content. Do let me know if there's anything else you'd change about this aviary dome in the comment section down below. But other than that, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Did that one just die? Why are they dying? Oh, it was hunted down by the Tapejara. Right, okay, so, they're falling out of the sky. Quickly, before all of these creatures die, thank you so much for watching, take care everyone, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hello, hi, you. Did you enjoy the video? Just a little reminder to press that like button and also subscribe. I just want to thank my Patreons for this month on screen right here, as giving me that little extra support really does go a long way. But anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.